Hey everybody, it's Ronin Dave. I'm coming at you from Chiba Prefecture in the city of Matsudo, or more specifically, what is the name of this area?
Actually, you're not in Matsudo.
Oh,
This is Nagareyama City.
okay, that
The
place.
the place we went today was Matsudo.
Oh, alright. And I'm here with a friend, Craig, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi. As he said, I'm Craig.
And where are you from?
I'm from Adelaide in South Australia.
Why am I here? Why am
Well,
here?
I don't know. Why are you here, Dave? How did I just woke up one day and found you in my house, and now I can't get rid of you.
But anyway, so tell him why I'm here.
Um,
Drinking your whiskey.
I invited Dave to come out here today to visit a local temple in the next city, which is actually not far away. It's only 10 minutes drive. As he said, Matsudo City. It's Hondoji Temple. I'm pretty sure that Dave already knows more about this than I do because he's such a history buff. So I'll let you introduce the specific details.
But no, so why? Why did you invite me to this?
Why at this particular time?
Yes. Why this temple that you know of?
Why
Because I did not know about this temple until he told me about it.
Right. So specifically this time of the year, this particular temple is very popular because of the hydrangea flowers in Japanese.
Ajisai.
Yes.
Ajisai, yes. What time of year is it right now?
We're in kind of mid-June, and I honestly think they will probably
Or
peak.
mid-June, or what we call the rainy season.
Yeah. So it's kind of just before summer, really.
Yeah. So June and early July is the rainy season, and that's also the Ajisai or hydrangea season.
Yeah.
And this temple is quite popular.
Yeah, I guess in a non-corona year, it would be super popular.
Yes.
But I was a bit surprised. There were quite a lot more people there today than I expected.
How did you first find out about this temple yourself?
Well, when I moved to this area about 6 years ago, I was taken there by a friend. Actually, I don't think it was during the hydrangea season. It was in autumn. And
Well, this temple actually, some people do refer to it as the Temple of Four Seasons.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So each season, the temple has its different blossoms, flowers, whatnot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would certainly recommend anyone to go there during hydrangea season and during the fall.
Yeah.
The autumn colour there is just astounding.
I will make a note of that. What are hydrangea?
Basically, it's a herbaceous perennial. So
Herbaceous.
yeah, it's a shrub. But
Sounds naughty.
it's basically a flowering shrub. That's the way
Okay.
that it's usually grown. But they can
A
be
shrubbery.
a shrubbery. It can be cut back hard,
Okay.
and then it produces these kind of soft woody branches, which have these incredible umbrils, these amazing big kind of cauliflower shaped flowers. Hydra, think hydro. H2O is hydrogen and oxygen, right? So basically hydrangeas are a water loving plant, so that's why they're called hydrangea, I believe.
Temple itself. You said the name of the temple?
Hondoji.
Hondoji. I found rather interesting, I did some research, was that the temple is older than Tokyo proper, or Edo as we call it, or as they used to call it back in the day.
Yep.
The temple was built in the Kamakura era, which was 1185 or 1192, whichever, to 1233. 1333. That was the Kamakura era. It was built in the 1270s.
Okay. Wow.
And the reason why, according to the brochure,
Is that one of the oldest temples in the Kanto area?
No. Asakusa actually goes all the way back. The Asakusa Temple of Sensoji actually started in the Asuka period, in the 7th century.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
When they found a golden statue of Kannon.
Oh yeah,
in the
I've
river
heard the
Sumida.
myth.
Yeah. Yeah. The reason why this one is interesting, I would say it's one of the oldest Nichiren temples.
What is Nichiren?
Nichiren Buddhism is based on Nichiren. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that properly. Probably not. I'm a few whiskeys in. Nichiren, you could either say he was a religious fanatic or a social reformer.
Okay.
A lot of times the two kind of, the line between the two can get blurred. But he believed that his particular brand of Buddhism, based on the Lotus Sutra, was the true Buddhism.
Okay.
And he said that for Japan to be free of natural disasters, political strife, and foreign invasion, that the government must propagate or basically push the true Buddhism.
Okay. So where did it start? This sect of Buddhism.
In the Kamakura area.
Okay. So it started in Japan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was completely Japanese.
Okay.
In fact, because we're in Chiba, Nichiren was born in Chiba.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he was born in Chiba.
So if I'm going to switch to Buddhism from completely atheist, I should be jumping on the Chiba bandwagon there.
Sure, if you want to. I mean,
it's not likely, but.
But he did not get along with the other. Like it's the interesting thing in Japan. Like, there's been many sects of Buddhism and of course Shintoism, which blurring lines until the Meiji era, where they separated the two. But Nichiren was like, no, only the Lotus Sutra. And he attacked other sects of Buddhism rather vehemently, which got him into a lot of trouble with the government at the time, the shogun government of Kamakura.
Right.
He got exiled 2-3 times, like once to Izu and once to Sado.
I would have thought Matsudo is pretty much exile.
Yeah.
Kamakura.
Yeah, exactly.
In those days, Kamakura is a long way from Matsudo.
Yeah. So Nichiren, he got exiled, almost got executed at one point, but he was lucky, I guess you could say, having not too long after he wrote one of his treatises predicting foreign invasion, the Mongols were knocking at the door. They, a few years after he had predicted that there would be a foreign invasion if the government didn't follow his path, a particular path of Buddhism, there would be foreign invasion, and Kublai Khan sent messages to Japan saying, become a vassal or we will show up and take the country.
Okay.
And so that kind of helped Nichiren's cause, because people went, "Whoa, hey, he said this would happen. He might
be onto something here."
He might be, yeah, exactly. And so this temple officially was founded in 1277. That was in between the Mongol invasions.
It kind of blows my mind.
So, Craig, I'm saying you have a bit of knowledge of horticulture.
Yes, well, in another life, many years ago, I actually did work as a professional horticulturist.
Is that what they call pot dealing?
Well, no comment.
Anyway.
No comment. But what I can tell you about hydrangeas is, if you remember back to your high school chemistry classes,
I don't, but
we used to use little strips of paper to test the pH of various chemicals or solutions, and I'm pretty sure that stuff's called litmus paper, right?
Okay, I'll go with that.
Well, hydrangea flowers are basically the same thing. So the color of the hydrangea flower responds to the pH level of the soil.
Okay.
So when you see deeply blue ones, that indicates that the soil is acidic. If you see these more slightly pink or really pink ones, it means that the pH is more alkaline. If they're neutral, if the soil is neutral, I should say, so pH of around 7, you're going to see a weird mix, and sometimes you'll even see different colours on the same bush. So, but of course there are other varieties as well, which are completely different colours.
Okay. All right. Very interesting. Yeah, I was wondering why there were so many different colors. It's interesting the fact that there are so many different colors. It's one of the reasons why the hydrangea or Ajisai was not popular with samurai.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently the changing of colors made them think of changing of loyalties, which you know, the steadfast samurai are supposed to be loyal to their lord, and so they looked down upon the hydrangea.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Just another quick aside there. So people in Australia will know that a lot of gardens in Australia have alkaline soils. So generally the hydrangeas are always pink. But people in the know will add various things to the soil to make the pH more acidic, and so they'll get in one garden they'll create areas that are blue and other areas that are pink. So you can actually manipulate it very easily.
But yeah, most of the hydrangea I see in Japan and most of these temples, usually it's the blue or purple are the most popular.
Right.
Seems to be.
That's exactly the case because most of the soils in this region, especially the Kanto area, are slightly acidic.
Ah, I see. Well, learn something new every day.
One of the things I really love about this place is the moss on the ground here. Because there's such an excellent tree cover, there's lots of shade, and the moss just seems to survive really well in spite of the fact that, you know, there's a lot of traffic in this area. I don't know about the quality of the air in Matsudo City, but moss is a really good indicator that there's not much pollution. So look at that, it's just fantastic. I would say that's very, very old.
So in 1277, that was in between the Mongol invasions. The Mongols first tried an invasion, or some people say it's a reconnaissance in force in 1274, which was turned back. And then 1281 is when they came with a huge invasion force at that time. And that's when the fleet was destroyed by typhoon, which was called kamikaze. That's where the whole kamikaze mythos really,
divine wind.
Yes, which was revived. The ideology was revived and used in World War II.
To great effect.
And then in the 80s for a drink. But yeah, so I found that rather interesting that the temple's original founding was in between the Mongol invasions. So because earlier the temple would not have been successful because Nichiren was not very popular. The government was persecuting him, but after the Mongols started like demanding tribute, and then of course invaded, it was like many people went, "Hey, he's on to something," and that led to the growth. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, you've educated me, Dave. See, this thing's been 10 minutes away from me all these years. All these things I did not know. So what did you think when we went there today? What was your impression?
Oh, I especially loved it. I love the Ajisai. Very beautiful. So at the end of this, would you recommend Hondoji Temple?
Absolutely, most
Alright.
certainly, Dave. I think Hondoji is one of those,
Hidden
unknown-
gems.
Yeah, hidden gem.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Especially
something-
in times like the hydrangea season.
Oh yeah, sure. Look, there are a lot of places around Japan that you can look at hydrangeas, but to be honest, Hondoji is a special place because it has a lot of tree cover. So there's a lot of shade, and that makes the hydrangeas bloom much more beautifully. They're much larger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're in Japan during the rainy season, or there are other times that this temple is worthy of going to, but for this particular video, we're focusing on the Ajisai, the hydrangea. The rainy season is a very good time to go to Hondoji. Alright. So anyway, this is Ron and Dave.
And Craig.
See you.
Cheers.